We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Miami Dolphins. The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They started on the ground with Eckler. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. This defense for the Dolphins, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe them.
They find some open field here. And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. That one, a first down pickup of 8. So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
On first down, Justin Herbert. He'll drop this one off to Eckler. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The sack there by Bradley Chubb.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. The crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. All things considered, a pretty good kick. Just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck. And unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
2 sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48.
Right, 97. Right.
2 and now on 1st down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
The drive starts with a completion left side, and they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play call, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jalen Phillips. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. They juked him. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Meanwhile, to his throw, caught by his receiver, Hill. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 25 yards there on the catch and run. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. Wilson going to try the right side. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Dolphins post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Charger drive about to get going. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Meanwhile, Herbert's throw there complete to Allen. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. It's Eckler again. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
From the 44, Herbert. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Channing Tindall. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel.
And this is going to be intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one. He's got a man complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, L.A. Keenan Allen, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point good by Hopkins. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. From the 27, Tua. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Sebastian Joseph Day breaking through for the sack.
Well, they got a takeaway on the last drive with an interception. How about this sack as a terrific follow-up? And that keeps pressure on this offense, and it could force them into more rush decisions or another turnover.
He sets to fire deep. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he spins through. And there he goes again. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 49 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Herbert setting up to throw on first down. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 10 more there and another first down. That catch is number 819 of his career. It ties him with Hall of Famer Steve Largent,
who did things largely below the radar. Not this guy. 819 catches, that speaks loudly and bold.
And he's going to go down here and sack. They push him back to the 34. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Flush to his right. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Herbert. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Herbert jogs off, and out comes Dustin Hopkins to take this kick for L.A. on 4th down.
This is a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. Hopkins' kick is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here's Tua. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that 1st down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down.
Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert rolling. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Out of the gun, Herbert. He'll fire this one deep for Eckler. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Dolphins will take over here just shy of the 30.
This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle.
So we have reached halftime intermission with the visiting Chargers on top as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
On third down, here's Wilson. Room here to run. And they will finally drag him down at the Chargers 30. 65 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Trailing here in the third, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Sebastian Joseph Day picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Second down, this is Wilson. And a short gain down to about the 33.
And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on third. Tua going to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Connor. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 16. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now they'll hand it off to Wilson. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. They'll run again with Wilson. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Looking to pass. Tua. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Connor. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tanner Connor. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead is now 14-10. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Charger drive about to get going.
And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the second time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Watch out for Hill on the return. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Tua sets up to pass it. And a completion to Wilson. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy? Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. He'll buy some time right. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Herbert. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw here, Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he's got some space here.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 69 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
On 2nd and 10, the ball back with Herbert. They'll find Everett there, complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The Chargers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
And the Chargers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On 1st down, it's Herbert.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked up by Xavier Howard.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, 1st down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
Now the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run straight ahead with Wilson. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back. Tell him to take care of the ball and try and move forward. Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a 1-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
It's Tagovailoa from his own end zone.
That's caught. Waddle on the left side.
And he's going to be out of bounds up past the 5. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fielded at the 43.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards.
And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
Now he's forced out left. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line.
Javon Holland coming up to make the stop.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Herbert now. Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Chargers have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now 17-14. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter.
And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Another carry for Wilson. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
They'll run with Wilson out of the shotgun. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41.
108 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua.
Dancing to his left. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down, and the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. Up the middle with Eckler.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
First down, and they stick with Eckler.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line.
Touchdown! Mike Williams, an 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chargers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Tua.
Catch made right side by Wilson. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So a big one coming now for Jason Sanders. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the save calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
In need of a 3rd and 10 conversion to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Now Tua. And that is incomplete. Well done by the defense. They did their job here in overtime.
Boy, did they ever, because now it's 4th and really long. So if you do decide to go for it, people think you might be a little bit on the nut side, don't they? But guess what? If I did decide to go for it, I'd call something deep. I'd throw a deep pass and hope that the defense didn't remember to just knock it down. If they intercept it, it's almost like a great punt and helps out your defense with field position.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will recover, but it won't make much difference here. This will still be a turnover on downs. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. And the defense is going to let him think about it a little as they use their 2nd timeout here. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Eckler. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, breaking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up 1st and goal.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. Now Herbert with his first throw at OT. And this will be caught. It's a touchdown. An absolute stunned silence here as they have come in and stolen this one in overtime. So it's a win here for the L.A. Chargers, and it was thanks to the fine play of their quarterback, CD, Justin Herbert.
Yeah, sometimes you just have those games where everything's clicking, and this was one of those days. He wound up with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. He was large and in charge all day long.
So for the Chargers, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for Miami, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.